This video is P3c. Here is a little bit different. Instead of putting a value, I just want x, the whole equation. Okay, here we want the whole equation, not just a value. So your first step is write out f, because f is outside. Again, one more time. This lesson is a little bit different because we're not evaluating a value. We're evaluating the whole equation. Okay, so step number one, write out f of x. The reason is because f is outside. Okay, which is right here, x squared minus 5. Okay, now how did I get this? From the original example. Okay, next step, you're going to replace all x by g of x. So here's x. Replace this whole x with this equation, the g of x. One more time, you're going to replace this x by this equation. Okay, so here I have it. So here's x squared. Okay, so x squared. So here's your x. Okay, so you're going to replace this x by square root x. One more time. You're going to replace this x by square root x. That's what I have right here. Okay. Square root and square cancels out. So I just have x minus 5. And there's nothing to do here. It is already solved. So the answer for f of g of x is x minus 5. Okay. Now let's reverse this. Instead of f of g, let's do g of f. Okay, so down here, g of f. Okay, again, I am not solving for a value. Okay, I am not solving for a value. I am taking the whole equation and solve it. Okay, so step number one, just like we did earlier, write out g of x. The reason is because g is outside. Okay, so here is g. Okay, where did I get this? From the beginning, right here. From the beginning. Okay, all right, that's where I got the g from, right here. Okay, so write it out, which is square root x. Okay, step number two, replace all x by f of x. So replace this x by f of x. Well, how do we know f of x? F of x is right here, all the way in the beginning, right there. Okay, so replace this whole thing by this letter x. Okay, so one more time, replace this x right here, replace this x by this equation. Okay, so plug it in, and I have square root x squared minus 5. Now here, there's nothing you can do. There's no more solving. It is already the way it is. So that is the answer. So g of f of x is square root x squared minus 5. Okay, now a lot of us have this problem, so be very careful. Well, Mr. Nguyen, I have square root and I have square. Can that be canceled out? Yes, only if this x does not have this minus 5. Okay, you can cancel this square root and this square if that minus 5 wasn't there. Okay, but there is a minus 5 there, so leave it alone. Okay, so be very careful of that. Okay, so this example is for f of g and the reverse, g of f. Okay, so be very careful when you do this exercise.